Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Chemistry with Kismet Tarot. I am Monica, the Kismet Chemist. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Welcome to the family. I am honored to have you here. If you are returning, welcome back. I have missed you. All right. If you missed the intro video, which came out on my channel on the 18th, this is rising sign messages. Sorry, I had to giggle because my dogs are outside the door wrestling with each other. And whenever they do that, Jade, my daughter Eliza's dog, tends to sound a lot like Chewbacca. So it's quite amusing. So if you guys can hear her groaning, I apologize. It's literally just because the dogs are playing and wrestling. But with these rising sign messages, what we're focusing on is anyone who has Capricorn as their rising sign. Give me just a moment, guys. Okay, I apologize. I gotta shift this. The dogs were like barreling into the door, not because they want in, just because it's the fun thing to do apparently today. Anyway, so this is about Capricorn risings. As a Capricorn rising, so what a rising sign is a rising sign is the point in which the sun broke the horizon on the day in which you were born. It is based off of calculations of the horizon. Sorry, my brain. My dogs have me all addled in the mind right now. It's where the sun broke the horizon. So you use your date of birth, your time of birth, and your location of birth, and then it'll show you what your ascendant or your rising sign is. If you were born with a Capricorn rising, that means that you have this innate ability to really discipline yourself. However, because Saturn is your ruler, naturally, you also may feel as though you are living a life of restriction. And without realizing it, a lot of it is self-inflicted. However, Capricorns, and I have one of my absolute best friends. She's been my best friend since 2008. Yeah, 2008. She's a Capricorn, true blue Capricorn. Like she's hardcore Capricorn energy. She is one of the most considerate, empathetic, psychic, loving, wonderful people I know. She also has a work ethic like nobody else I've ever met before in my life. And that's just who she is. That's the essence of Capricorn. They love as deep as the abyss of the ocean. And they have the willpower and the determination to conquer any and every feat imaginable. Now, I say they, but really I mean you, because if you're here at this reading, this is messages for you based off of you being a Capricorn rising. How we're going to do this is we're going into Mabon in the Northern Hemisphere and Ostara in the Southern Hemisphere. Both of these energies, both of these seasons have very similar themes. It's about what has been, it's about the receptivity of it. So when we move into Mabon, we're moving into the season of harvest. And it's the second harvest festival after Lammas or Lugnastad. And it is the fall equinox. It is the time in which Persephone returns to the underworld and to her kingdom with Pluto or Hades in the underworld. And because of this, her mother, Demeter or Ceres, depending on the mythology that you're reading, falls into despair and she withdraws her fertile agricultural grain energy from the world. And that's why we have winter. In the Southern Hemisphere, it's the opposite. So if we think about it, when we shift into this season, into Mabon and into Ostara, depending on the northern and the southern hemispheres, we can see it as Persephone traveling from the north of the world into the southern part of the world instead of the underworld. But back during ancient Greek times, they just didn't understand that because they didn't understand the magnitude of the world that they were living in. And that's understandable because that was a different time. But Persephone comes out of the underworld and back into the human world. And that's when spring planting begins. So depending on where you're at, I want you to take these messages and think of them in terms of either the harvest that you are about to collect in order to get prepared for the winter months, the colder months, or these are ideas, notions, inspirations for seeds to plant for the future. Please be very mindful that even as much as you might want to take this and be like, oh, I could totally plant that seed, it's very important to respect the energies that are going on and the natural cycle and the natural flow of energies that are going on right now. Because when we try to go against it, then we end up finding ourselves in opposition to a natural essence and natural flow. And in that way, then we actually slow down our own progress. As Capricorn risings, I know that as much as you guys embody that turtle essence, the slow and steady wins the race, as much as you embody that essence, you don't want your slow and steady to lead you down the wrong path. You are determined, but you are determined in the correct way, essentially. And I don't ever believe in really right or wrong, because I think that every detour that we take is divinely guided and there's always a reason for it. But for you, and especially with your energy, I just want to be very frank when I touch into your energy, where it's like, no, for you Capricorns, it's like, no, we are not messing around here. So forgive me, I'm going to be drinking coffee throughout this. So if you hear me take a sip here and there, or I pause for a moment, that's why. If you guys hear Chewbacca, they're back outside my door and I can hear Chewbacca. She's so funny. Jade is such a silly dog. She's actually a German Shepherd, Alaskan Malamute, St. Bernard mix. And she has the brains of a St. Bernard, which is not saying much. And I love my dogs. I love my dogs, but sometimes you have like really derpy animals, and those are probably the best ever. All of my dogs seem to be that way. They have their own energy and their own characteristics. Jade is just like, she ended up becoming nicknamed Dum Dum because she doesn't understand how big of a dog she is. So she tries to fold herself in half and she'll tail whip herself in the face and hit her head on the walls and whatever. So yeah, that's my Chewbacca that's outside. And of course, if you've been here for a while, you know Willow. Willow is really funny. She's become like toddler form. And so she'll come running at me. Like if I'm downstairs in bed, she'll run at the bed and I'll look at her and be like, Willow, want uppies? Just like I would if she were an actual toddler. And so she'll jump up and I'll grab her and she'll like float through the air. But I don't know why I was telling you guys that, but it just felt like, okay, let's tell you guys this. All right. So how this is going to work is we have 4 piles. Each one is separated. This one is the career-focused, self-focused, spirituality, and romance. Not just that, but there's a second layer to them. This is career-focused, and it's going to be based around the energy of the new moon in Libra, which is September 25th, which falls in your 10th house. This self-focused is going to be focused on the first quarter moon in Capricorn, which falls in your first house. And that is on October 2nd. This one is the spirituality focused, is the full moon in Aries, which falls in your 4th house. And that is October 9th. And then this 4th and final pile is the third quarter moon in Cancer, which falls in your 7th house. And that is on October 7th. So whereas each of the piles are in different areas of your life, they're actually also I was led to help get you guys attuned to the energies. I just saw 1243 on my clock, and it really struck me that maybe something that you're seeing, not 1234, not like 1, 2, 3, 4, but 1, 2, 4, 3. So it kind of catches you off guard, like, shouldn't it be 1, 2, 3, 4? I would say look up the angel number 1243. There might be something there for you. But each of the moon phases carries its own energies. I do have notes for each of the collective energies of the moon phases for downloaded messages and what the astrological charts look like for them, so we can work on them together. I will tell you the collective energies, and then we'll get into your specific energies for your focus and the moon phase. Sorry, I'm slurping it, and I don't normally do that, but I don't know. It's a weird afternoon for me today. Anyway, okay. First of all, Capricorns, before we get into it, and I will have everything time-stamped and everything so that you have some organization and you know which sections, in case you guys want to bookmark this or save this for the future so that you can actually track it during the cycles of the moon so that you can make sure that you remember. I was shown visions of that happening because it's a lot of information. But I've had a song in my head for you guys to look up, and I'm going to link it in the description box below. And in fact, let me write that down so I don't forget real quick. Okay. So the song that I have had in my head has been All Comes Crashing by Metric. And it's a song that talks about when your life is crashing down around you, when everything is falling apart, tomorrow isn't guaranteed. Everything just feels like it's just chaos and mayhem. And in those moments, you look at the person that you're with, the person that you love, and it doesn't make you love them less. In fact, it makes you double down on the love that you have for another person. And so you look at that person and you have so much more respect for them and so much more appreciation and gratitude for them. And you wouldn't want to go through all of the chaos and the destruction with anyone else. Now, this may be super, super resonant for a lot of you in regards to your relationships, or you may be looking for a relationship similar to that. Now, the reason why this message specifically came through is because if you guys are aware of the astrological transits, you have been getting a roundhouse punch to your first house since 2008, which is not at all ironic considering my best friend is a Capricorn and she came into my life in 2008. 2008 is when Pluto officially entered Capricorn. Pluto is now, right now, and will be for the next several months. Well, couple of months at least. I think it's in January that Pluto moves out of the 26th degree. But Pluto is currently still retrograde, goes direct, I believe, on the 8th. So right before this full moon in Aries, which means that Pluto will actually be stationary during the full moon in Aries. But it's going through Capricorn. Your first house is getting a wallop of transformation. And when Pluto goes through your first house, and not a lot of people are going to experience this because it is such a slow-moving planet. So you guys have this very unique, very divinely unique insight about what it actually means to have Pluto transiting through your first house. Because when Pluto transits through your first house, it is pressure. It is constant, transform, change. You have to. And I don't like using you have to, except in this situation, Pluto is the planet that is going to come in and blow that judgment horn and say, now you have to do this. It's now or never. And if you don't, there are ramifications. There are repercussions. There is a cause and effect to it all. And in that essence, because it is Pluto moving through Capricorn, Pluto does carry for you guys in particular, Pluto is carrying Saturn's energy. So it is transformation or reap the effects that you're causing by not choosing to change. So Capricorns, during this time, the change that you're being pushed at is so incredibly important. And it's not just important for you, but you have this divine, unique insight that the world just doesn't have. I'm never going to have that insight in this lifetime because Pluto won't be moving through my first house, not in a transit form. So I will not have that insight because I am a Leo rising, which means that I won't experience what you're experiencing. Your experience will teach future generations about what astrology is like in the physical world. That's if you choose to, if you're called to. But that is something that is so divinely guided and so divinely inspired, and something that you can take and help people understand about the spiritual aspect. And Capricorns to me are such a deeply psychic and spiritual sign. And people don't tend to see that about you. But I do. 100% I do. I think about Rosology all the time, and she is very Capricorn. And she is very to the point and very down to earth, but she is also very, very connected to the divine. And I think that I would have been lost a few times on my journey had it not been for her videos. There are a lot of predecessors who came before me in my channel, but they came before me in my channel so that I would find myself and my place in this community that is unique to me so that I can help others who need to understand their own uniqueness. You, Capricorns, genuinely give that to other people. That is something that you do all the time. So what we're going to do is we're going to move forward now. I'm going to take the piles down, and then we're going to focus just on the first pile. Oh, I love this. I love this one. It's so shiny. Sorry, I just totally, that was definitely me squirreling. My ADHD is all over the place today, but that's okay. All right. So we are going to work with first, we've got the new moon in Libra. This is September 25th. This is a 22 energy kind of day. So this is Master Builder. This is redoing master building, but it's internal master building. You have the sun and the moon in Libra with Mercury retrograded in Virgo, also conjunct Venus in Virgo. So you've got 2 signs, 4 planets all working together. Now these are working in your 10th house and your 11th house. So this is about your career, your connections, your community, your hopes, your dreams, and your ability to take your career, make it into a success, and bring in wealth. And the best part about that is all of those planets are harmonizing with only one planet, and that would be Pluto in Capricorn. So this moon cycle is perfect for you because it is harmonizing with you, with your rising energy, but also with Pluto. It is harmonizing with the transformation. It is easing that transformation of the ego and the emotions and the soul and communication and love and self-care and balance and harmony. All of these things are unifying. This moon cycle is meant to be focused 100% internal for you. So this is something that, because we're talking about your career, this is about an internal rebalancing, harmonizing, and a time of transformation of who you are and applied in terms of your career, your success, your reputation in the world. This moon phase, this new moon is the perfect time to plant the seeds for personal accountability, spiritual responsibility, and surrendering to not having to be there for everybody else all the time, but accepting that you can be there for yourself and that your truest path to success and wealth is 100% through taking care of yourself. Now, we are talking about fate here. This is the underlying energy, the overall energy of this cycle, this season, Libra season, Mabon or Ostara, depending on where you're at. But Libra seasons, as in a particular, this very cardinal season that is so resonant for you. Everything is about fate. It's about Wheel of Fortune. This even though the Wheel of Fortune is genuinely or is generally associated with Jupiter, we're talking about Pluto being in your first house. Pluto being in your first house is the trumpeter of your fate. That's that judgment card, that judgment call. So we are working with fated energies right now for you in particular, Capricorns. You in particular are working with fate. You are stepping into your fate. And it's not a fate that you don't get to have a say in. It's a fate that you are writing, you are deciding. It's like, I have an intro video that I want to make for my channel. I just haven't gotten to it. I think I'll do that next week for you guys, because I talk all about what chemistry with Kismet actually is. And Kismet is destiny and fate, and they are two very different things. But we're talking about fate. We're talking about the things that come in that you don't control. This is Plutonian energy that we're working with. And this is going to help you really harness that Pluto energy for transition, for transformation. So while we are focusing here, we're going to be looking at your career. We're going to start with the Oracle cards, and then I'll put the tarot cards out as well afterwards. So we have the card 16 with hearts, which shouldn't surprise me because it is the 10th house in Libra, and I will explain in a little bit. But then we've got the card 28 with abundance, fortune, wealth, and plenty. Yeah, because we have that crossover between the 11th and the 10th house. And remember, I said that had to do with your wealth. But fortune and fate really are tied together. Plus, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. This is a lot. Oh my gosh. Full moon in Libra, find a balance. So this is actually, I have the feeling that this is you finding a balance of self-love within your life, but within yourself, especially in terms of the career focus that you do. And it feels like it's something that you've been doing since it would have been March, late March, early April area. We've got 37, creation, soul expression, something new. Okay. And then with these Eloquii cards, I think is how you pronounce it. I want to give a nod to Baba Jolie's guided messages, because she uses these cards and I absolutely fell in love with him watching her channel. And so that's why I got these cards. But she uses it and she says the one who instead of she who. And I'm actually going to take a leaf out of her book because this is not gender specific. In some of the readings, I use them as divine feminine, so I will use she, but this is non-gender specific. So I am going to use the one who, and I just wanted to give her the credit that she deserves for the energy that she brought to this. So this is the one who creates, Shayla, creativity, originality, and spontaneity. Okay, so number one, you guys are creating from the heart. This is something that is just like blasting out right now. This is heart-centered creations. Some of you may feel very called to say like relationship guidebooks or relationship, theories or counseling, anything like that. That you guys have this energy where you just genuinely understand a different way of working with other people, a different way of finding a balance in your life. A way of balancing creativity and abundance it's like you guys are able to see the world in such a creative way, and you want to bring that into your career. But with Libra being in your 10th house, you may find yourself drawn to like physically in the physical world, things like the law, things like being a judge, being a lawyer, but being an advocate. This is telling me that it's time to infuse some creativity in there. So this is a new moon. So you do want to think about planting the seeds. So this is saying it's time to really start expressing your soul in a new way. Since the full moon in Libra, you're now coming to the new moon phase. So whatever you've been working at finding a balance in within your creations, within your heart, your relationships, within the work that you do in the abundance, you're coming into a time where it's the balance that you have been working on gaining and growing within your life. This is now actually already balanced out. And it's very, very balanced in the career specter, especially. So what I'm really feeling here is, what do you want? Capricorns, what do you want? What do you want to create? What do you want to create for yourself that is an expression of who you are in your truest essence? What does your heart call to you to do? Some of you may be called to gardening. Some of you may want to do some sort of like pet adoption or I'm actually seeing like a boarding house, like a dog's boarding house or something like that, or horses. There's a lot of like natural energy of getting out into Mother Nature right now that I'm feeling with you guys, in order to really reconnect with the animal kingdom, but also with the physical world. So we've got the King of Blades, or the King of Swords. We have the Five of Wands. Okay. And then we've got the Fools, or the Fool card. Okay. So what this is telling me is you guys are really looking for, you were looking for balance because you're ready for a new beginning. You're ready for a new start, but you wanted clarity on whatever new start you were getting, because you wanted clarity on what the competition was going to look like, what you would be. There's so much practicality to this. And it's not just because of the King of Blades. It's literally because you guys are Capricorn. So you have so much practicality to what you do. And that's something that Spirit's like, okay, you can balance this practicality aspect of it out, but you really want to give into your creativity now. You've balanced so many practical aspects of everything. Now it's time to give into your creativity. So you can go ahead and spend all this time weighing up the competition, weighing up who does what and when and where and whatever. But what does your heart call for you to do? Because when your heart is calling you for something, that's where your abundance is. That's what your fate is. That's what your destiny is. That's where you're being pulled to. And the Fools, if you think about Sam and Dean, so we have Cain from Cain and Abel. Then we've got Zachariah. And forgive me if I sound like whatever about Zachariah. He's a whatever angel to me from Supernatural. But then you've got Sam and Dean. Sam and Dean who love each other and hate each other. Sam and Dean who will walk through the fires of hell and through the chaos of heaven to get to one another, to help each other, to always go down a path where they don't know what's going to happen. They don't know what's going to go on, but they'll do it, and they'll do it together. And because this is Libra energy, this is your 10th house. This is you knowing that you have a partner in something. Whether this is you collaborating on creative projects or whatever, you don't have to sit there and size up the competition anymore, because you're at equal levels with the competition. And you know that because you have felt a lot in the past like you're seen as Cain, like, oh my gosh, I'm Capricorn, so Saturn, so everybody prefers Uranus, everybody prefers this, everybody prefers that. Like, people would prefer me to be softer and smoother and more loving, like Cancer. But no, everybody wants Capricorns, whether you realize it or not. I'm actually being shown in my third eye, the face of my daughter's lawyer. And I want to tell you something about her. When I was going through a really horrible battle with my ex about my kids were awarded a lawyer by the courts. I had petitioned the courts to allow them to have their own lawyer. She came into my house and interviewed my kids. And she talked to my lawyer, and she had meetings with my kids, but I was never a part of it because she wasn't my lawyer. But I genuinely thought that she was not on my kids' side at all. Even my daughter did not know that her own lawyer was on her side. She was very cold. She was very calculating, and she moved into that situation very similarly to somebody who would be on the defensive. Very 5 of Wands energy. We got into that courtroom and her and my lawyer were both like Sam and Dean. They were on the same page. They knew similar information, but one of them knew it from my experience as a mother. The other one knew it from what my children had said. But they walked in there as a team without either one of them knowing that they were really a team. They just thought that they were each other's competition, essentially. Sometimes you think that your competition is going to be somebody that you have to fight against, but really it's somebody that you're there to work with in a new way, in leaping forward. And that whole situation, she carried with her Capricorn energy. She knew the value and the breadth and the weight of her actions in that room. Capricorn, you hold that within you all the time. And when you take that understanding and that awareness out into the world, and you do this in a creative, like collaborative manner now, you're really, really showing the world a new side of yourself. And this new moon is really great because you are the masters at spiritual responsibility and personal accountability. The one thing that you struggle with is that surrender aspect because you like to have that control. You know what limitations feel like and you don't like that. It's 100% understandable. So really allow yourself to step into that Plutonian energy of creation, of newness. Step forward into a new beginning. Step forward into a new path because that path is ready for you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and clear this up, and then we're going to take a look at the first quarter moon in your first house in Capricorn and October 2nd, and it's going to be focused on you. All right, so we are now into the first quarter moon in Capricorn, which is going to be hitting in your first house, and this happens on October 2nd. So this is now shifting from your career into yourself. So the best part about this is it's actually helping bridge that energy of the new you within your successful realm within your life. But with this first quarter moon in Capricorn, we're mixing that divine feminine earth energy that you carry with you with the action-oriented divine masculine. And that's going to be a theme as we move forward into the other moon phases. Divine masculine healing, divine feminine healing, unification of these energies. It's such a hugely important time. And right now, collectively, even though the energies can be really heavy, I am telling you guys that there's so much more here. There's so much more to work with, to touch into that is going to change things in a beautiful way. It's almost like the upliftment of humanity is already starting now. And you guys can track this. I'm going to make this prediction right now that the upliftment of humanity as a whole is beginning. It may not look like it for a while, but it will look like it. So we are focusing on yourself. This first quarter moon in Capricorn, when I looked at the charts, it was bleeding, essentially. It was so red. It had squares, trioctiles, octiles. It was just a lot of bloody red energy. And bloody red energy to me is just a lot of tension. It's a lot of challenge. It's a lot of turmoil. This is the energy that you thrive in, Capricorn. This is the energy that you'll go, oh yeah, a challenge. Give me a challenge because I can face up to a challenge. I can do this. I can make this challenge my own. This challenge, this moon's challenge, the moon is squaring off with the sun, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, and Neptune. That's a lot of planets for the moon and the emotions and the soul to be like, I'm going up against you. That's that 5 of Wands energy, really. It is. It's that 5 of Wands energy, but you already know how to work through that because you've already set the intention to work through that from the new moon in Libra. This is really beautiful how your guys' energy is flowing in with this. I just have to say, it's definitely different. So Capricorn, with this, because we have all this tension, plus you've got the trioctile with Uranus, the octile with Saturn, that's That's Uranus is going to be making you feel like your creative innovation, creative self-expression, your creative uniqueness, and your worth in that area. Your not just worth, but your faith in yourself in that area, especially because this is tapping into your fifth house. So it's like your ability to express yourself, your strength in expressing yourself. It's gonna feel like the outside world is triggering everything within you, but really it's the internal responses that you want to be looking at. And Saturn being in Aquarius, that is going to actually be pushing on you because Aquarius is your second house. It's going to be pushing on you to realize internally, emotionally, where your emotions are being triggered based off of your sense of self-worth. Okay? So this is about finding the triggers through interactions. The sun, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, Neptune. These are just going to be tensions you're feeling. This imbalance, this sense of the world being off kilter, you're going to just be feeling it. You're going to feel like you don't know how to communicate properly. You're going to feel like no matter how expansive you feel internally, the world is not responding in kind. No matter what your gifts are, the world doesn't see them for the value that they have. These are things that are going to make you feel challenged. But remember what I said, you're Capricorn. Capricorn, you live up to the challenges. You face these challenges head on. And every time you face these challenges head on, you literally knock it out of the park. This is accountability. This is an accountability moon cycle. So this is a moon cycle to take the initiative to say, I am being accountable through my own inner awareness. I am going to surrender what reactions I had before to challenges like this. I am going to surrender them because I now know that I have this cause and effect relationship. I know what my emotions will lead me to do, to say, to respond with, and I choose not to move in that way anymore. On top of this energy, we have two features that are really what are going to get you out of this energy. It's the way that I described it is it's your golden ticket out of the energy, or your golden ticket to working with this energy, to taking the transformational challenge and making it everything that you need it to be. The first one is we've got Black Moon Lilith, which is out of bounds, and it's hitting the anaretic degree or the 29th degree of Cancer. This is radically transforming. It is like sprinkling. I'm actually seeing the meme of the sprinkling chef, like sprinkling salt. It's sprinkling magic through your entire chart, through all the charts, because it starts with your heart. It starts with your romance sector. It is a radical transformation that's going to break you out of this mentality that relationships are restrictive, that love is restrictive, that any of these patterns of subjugation that you have felt from ancestral or generational karma or systems or beliefs or anything like that, all of those are like, it's like being sprinkled with this magical release powder. Now, on top of that, we've got Mercury, which is now shifting. Mercury will be still in the skies, shifting direct out of the retrograde phase in Virgo, which means that Mercury has rulership right now. Mercury is sovereign in the rulership. It doesn't fall under any other planets. And in fact, there are many planets that fall under Virgo in this moon phase, or under Mercury in this moon phase. And it is harmonizing with Uranus and with Pluto. So you have harmony between your first, your fifth, and your ninth houses. Your time to take initiative in your transformational self-expression is this moon phase. Transformative, innovative, creative communication from the divine, but it's going to be in a much more rooted manner. Look for birds, animals. I picked up animals with you guys before. This is the physical world speaking to you. So let's get some more messages here. And I did want to just say, if you guys can see this bruise on my hand, or like any of the cuts that I have all over, Willow is still a pup. And as far as the cuts go, she's got really sharp claws. But when it comes to the bruises, I've been rearranging furniture and moving stuff around. But this one, literally, like, I just was really stupid with my car door. And I hit myself with the car door for some reason. But all right, let's look at this first quarter moon and the messages for you guys. I love when the cards match. We've got the card 11 with inspiration. Yes, yes, yes. I just heard yas, queen. Yes, queen. Like the cat. Okay. Oh my gosh, I said cat. And we've got the card courage, strength, fierceness, and family with 2. Wow. We've got the first quarter moon in Pisces, honor your feelings. Man, you know what? I've had such a huge influx of viewers from Lexi's channel that have all been Pisces. The Piscean energy is everywhere, but we're still coming out of Virgo season. And Virgo season was this huge rebalancing season from Pisces. Then we've got the card 9 with healing heart, love, acceptance, and romance. And I love that this is for your first house. Oh, this is great. And then we have the one who yearns, Desiree, yearn, longing, and pine for. Okay. If you look, this moon phase is your sacral chakra clearing. And it is a big clearing because I'm seeing your solar plexus, your throat chakra, and your heart chakra. And I can see them all coming into alignment as your sacral clears out. So as you're moving through this first quarter moon, and like I said, the golden ticket energy is really communicating with the divine in a much more grounded way. It's harmonizing all that earth energy here, allowing for that magical release from any kind of patterns of subjugation, but knowing what your emotions have the power to create or destroy within your life. Those emotional triggers that you're finding are really healing yourself. And through healing yourself, it actually helps open you up to more love and romance. And I love that this is just so interconnected. I absolutely love that because you're starting to understand the nature of who you are in your essence, this emotional nature. So let's take a look at the tarot cards for this first quarter moon in Capricorn. This new you that is emerging, that you're taking action towards being in the world. And first of all, when I see the one who yearns, I'm actually seeing people like yearning for you, people wanting to get close to you, wanting to know you, it's not quite wanting to buddy up to you, but it's like, I need to know this person. There something about you has changed and they want to know you because you're a walking inspiration. Whatever it is that you guys do during this phase, you're going to be a walking inspiration. So we've got the 8 of potions or the 8 of cups. Yeah. Wow. The card 3 with the Empress, that's Venusian energy. Guys. Oh, this is amazing. I swear I don't look at the cards ahead of time. I promise I don't. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Your fate, your destiny, your path is protected. Your creative path is protected. So this 8 of potions is really confirming exactly what I said. It's finding the triggers and initiating that new emotional response. You're recognizing the things that you need to take with you and the things that you don't need to carry with you anymore because they're just not serving you anymore. So now you're letting it go. You are literally stepping into this whole healed person, letting it go and allowing yourself to create this. You guys are so deeply attuned to creativity right now. Even if you don't feel it, remember that this is future energy. So this is energy that you're moving into. So surrender to it. Like, that's the strongest message I'm getting. Surrender to this energy because it's going to change your entire life. And I've been saying this a lot about how we have the ability to change the world right now. The energies are primed for us to change the world right now. They really are. But this is about you changing your own life because we are focusing on you. The Wheel of Fortune coming up twice, that is double confirmation that you are in a fated time in your soul's journey. You are in this fated, creative, innovative, oh my gosh, phase. It's like anything you do, do it with courage. Anything you do it with confidence. Anything that you do it with this knowing, because you have this courage card, and that's Leo energy. Leo is in your 8th house. So that means right here, you're going through a self rebirth moment. The truth of who you are is starting to emerge into the world. And that is such an inspirational moment for you and for everybody else. And it's because you're honoring your feelings. You're honoring and loving yourself. You're accepting yourself. You're accepting that you are worthy of love in your life. And that love is going to come in. And it comes from you loving you. And the world is going to actually respond in kind. All of your energies right now are starting to blend. They're starting to meld. They're starting to move together finally in a way in which I feel like you've been working on since the beginning of the zodiac year. So March and April area. You've really been working a lot at yourself, a lot at your own energies. And that means that you're really working with that Plutonian energy. And that is amazing, amazing work. So way to go, Capricorns. But this first quarter moon, really honor your feelings and then start seeing the truth of everything. Start seeing the ways in which you creating and stepping into your divine feminine energy, walking away from those emotional triggers, and really, really understanding that you are protected. You are safe. You are on your path. And so your love, your heart, your soul, your creations, your inspirations are yours and yours alone. And that means there's no need to be worried about that 5 of Swords or 5 of Wands energy that was from before. You're moving away from even thinking about that now because it's not part of who you are anymore because you have healed so much of your heart. This is so amazing. All right, Capricorns, let's take a look at the full moon in Aries in your 4th house and how your spirituality is going to be transforming. Okay, so we have the full moon in Aries that falls on October 9th. Now, this is again what I said. We now have Pluto who is stationing direct. As Pluto stations direct, it stays stationary for about 8 days. So it stays still in the sky for about 8 days before it starts really moving forward again. Pluto, that means it is a concentrated energy during this full moon. Pluto is. It is concentrated, focused, directed, potent, powerful, transformative energy. Plus, it's at an anaretic, or not an anaretic, but a critical degree of Capricorn at the 26th degree. So if you have anything sitting at that 26th degree in your natal chart, Pluto is going to be transforming that so strongly. Like, if any of you have your rising sign within, I'm going to say within 8 degrees of that, either way, plus or minus. So anywhere from, what is that, 18 degrees to, I think 4 degrees into the next sign, you're going to be feeling this. But if it's 4 degrees into the next sign, then you shouldn't be at this reading. But if you have your rising sign within 8 degrees, and I know that I'm using a loose orb on this, if you're an astrologer, I know I am, but I am going with what Spirit is showing me, and I'm getting shown the number 8. Anything within that degree and that orb, that it's going to be the moment that utterly transforms. And I'm actually seeing a lot of people with Capricorn risings where their actual soul essence within the world is going to be transforming. So this full moon in Aries is it's the culmination, the pinnacle, the peak moment in which our right actions will lead to the right results. We won't have to second guess it if we're moving from our intuition. We're going to have this creative innovation of self-expression that's going to bring in a lot of harmony into our lives. And we're also getting this soul level, emotional, deep healing of ourself and of our spiritual connection, because the moon is conjuncting Chiron in Aries during this time. So this is a deep, deep healing energy. Some of the suggestions for the collective have been to do shamanic fire meditations. For you guys in particular, I would say check out the ones where you go into like a shamanic fire release meditation. I wish I could remember it. And, but there's one where it's like it's like journeying into the underworld or something like that. But you do this like shamanic journey into the woods, and you do like, you step into the fire and you just cleanse yourself from all of this old stuff. We're working with your fourth house. So this is all the things from your roots, from your childhood, from your ancestors that you want to shed now. So those kind of fire meditations would be perfect for this time frame. Also, violet flame purifications. Call on Archangel Zadkiel. He's the archangel of mercy and grace and compassion and forgiveness. He is actually the first archangel who officially announced himself to me on my Reiki journey. And he is one of the violet flame archangels. And I love him. He actually was like, call me Z, because I didn't know that there was an archangel named Zadkiel. I had no idea. And so he's like, just call me Z. And then I went and I Googled it and I found out that it was true. And I remember my eyes were like bugging out of my head when I told my husband. I was like, oh my God, you'll never believe this. But that's how my spiritual journey has gone. But this is about really focusing on that spiritual rooting here. So this is focusing on the transformational power of harmonic balance, of heart-centered communication. So a lot of this energy that we're working with is there's a lot of mercurial energy still. This Mercury retrograde has been so different, and it's going to continue to be different. And it retrogrades next in your sign. So really take the lessons of this retrograde firmly. The number one message that I was getting from the full moon in Aries for the collective is healing the soul through opening to the beauty of unconditional love. Now, we already saw that kind of shown before with the first quarter moon. So you guys are really on par. You're on track. Like, you guys are leading the pack. I'm hearing leader of the pack, leader in the game. I don't know what that is. Is that a song? I have no idea. Okay, so let's get a look at your oracle cards. If that's a song, please let me know. I would love to know, but that's just what I was hearing. So we have Ogum and nature. Again with this nature energy, this outside energy. But Ogum is also Celtic or Druid tree divination. They actually have some courses of this on Udemy, just to get some brief information on it if you want. But Ogum works with pagan lore, tree energy, and the Ogum alphabet. It also can be correlated with the Elder Futhark runes and Norse gods and goddesses as well. But this is very Druid and very Celtic. So you may be drawn to these things. Alternately, go get around trees. Go touch a tree. Go put a piece of bark underneath your pillow, because it's going to help keep you rooted and grounded the whole time. There's something that's going to be very healing about trees for you during this time. And as a really good release, you could actually plant a new tree. I would say plant a new oak tree if you can. Even if it's just donating that oak tree on some sort of internet program or online program. It's like setting the intention of setting down new roots. Huh, that's really cool. Okay, then we have the card 3 with calming the waters and peaceful self-regulation. Now we're really, really getting into that fall energy with you guys. The new moon in Cancer, relax. Okay, yeah, I can dig it. Whoa. 17, shamanic healer, cleansing and attunement. What did I say? Shamanic fire meditations for you guys. Holy Pete's. Oh, there's so much grounded energy here. Oh, I love it. And then the one who thrives, orchid, flourish, prosper, and blossom. Okay. And we've got blue and yellow butterflies, which is actually bringing me to the Sacred Destiny Oracle deck. And it has transformation. And that transformation card has a butterfly with a blue wing and a yellow wing. So let's take a look at your Oracle cards as well. So we have 21 and perception. We have the one of fire, or the one of wands, ace of wands. Yeah, one ace, with dragon energy. And then we have the 2 of pentacles, or the 2 of earth. This is spiritual rebalancing within your physical life. It's the ways in which you view yourself and the ways that you view the world are going to be changing during this full moon in Aries. And if you really, really surrender to it, you really surrender to allowing this to come in, maybe call in Ellen of the Ways. She is, I believe, a Celtic deity. Yeah, there's a lot of Celtic energy. Celtic shamanism. Oh my gosh. Okay. Check out Celtic shamanism. That is something coming through really strongly for you guys. Okay. This calming the water, it says, this high priestess of light brings her deeper powers of healing energy to the earth and to your life. The elk antlers she wears on her golden crown act as an antenna. They receive guidance and power from universal light, which she then channels into the earth and waters below. Her peaceful intentions are of balance and alignment. As she brings peace to the planet, she also calls you to calm the waters within your own life. More than anything, I mean, she's asking you to calm the waters. Cancer is saying relax. This is a cleansing and attunement. This is a change of your perception. This is new inspiration. New inspiration coming in. And it's this balance between the physical and the spiritual world. That is going to be where you thrive the most. Absolutely the most. Go out in Mother Nature during this moon phase. It's going to really change things for you. I don't know what it is, but I'm seeing somebody like walk out barefoot or walk and touch a tree. And it's like something within you is going to blossom like a flower. And I'm seeing like a lotus just blossoming over and over and over and over and over and over again. And then it blossoms out into like a spider web form. And I have been seeing spiders with my third eye a lot lately. I don't know if that's been something that a lot of other readers have been seeing or anything like that, but they are everywhere in the spiritual realm. And spiders and especially the spider woman, those are all about weaving the web of creativity. It's about really building something of worth. So this being your central energy, this egg and spider, this is you like truly planting yourself into this new creative nature. This is you changing your entire perception of yourself and the world and your own protection and your own ability to be as emotional, as psychic, and as gifted as you are. And do you guys see that? Do you see that? Do you see that light orb? That was crazy. Holy cow. Spirits are moving a lot right now. They're literally everywhere. I can see them all over the place. So I'm taking this as massive confirmation for you guys, for you Capricorns, because that was huge. That was very, Very huge. And that was not dust, because dust does not move in such a direct form, because it literally crossed all of these. And it brought, yeah, makes total sense. Remember gratitude in everything. During this moon phase, remember gratitude. When you really harness that gratitude, watch as your life transforms. Because I didn't understand the nature of gratitude myself until recently. Of course I did a gratitude journal, and I really had to force myself in the darkest of moments. I really had to force myself. But this new perception that I have gained on what gratitude really feels like and looks like, and how to harness that in my life, is life transforming. And you're learning this too. All right, let's clean this up, and then we're going to move to the third quarter moon in Cancer and your 7th house. So we're going to go look at your love area for the next month. Well, but it should be a back focus until about October 17th. If you follow these cycles of the moon, it's really gonna help your life. Please trust me on that, because I've been doing this for a while, and it has utterly transformed the way that everything flows in my life. So let's take a look at October 17th. I'm going to pause it and clear it off. Okay, my beautiful Capricorns. We are now moving into the third quarter moon in Cancer. This is your 7th house. This is the house of commitments, contracts, partnerships, marriages. But when we're talking about the Capricorn Cancer cusp or axis here, this is about you really coming out of your shell within your connection. So this third quarter moon energy collectively, we're finding this harmony within our soul. So the moon is harmonizing with Jupiter and with Neptune. That really, really is this internal expansion and harmony with self-compassion, with our psychic gifts. And it comes through accepting who you are, your own uniqueness. When you move into that like easy energy of accepting who you are, it's going to break all the tension that you felt internally with this imbalanced focus on love that isn't a heart-centered love. So I'm talking about love that isn't unconditional, love that is conditional, love that tells you have to be this, 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 and this in order to be loved. Or love that you say to somebody else, you need to do this, 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 and this, or I won't love you. It's not about being like, okay, this is what's right for you. This is what's right for me. This is about the guidelines that our past may have put on us that really keep us from loving ourselves, from loving all aspects of ourselves, and then from accepting that love from another person. It's about learning these emotional undercurrents which create the illusions of the self versus union, in harmony, in balance, in love, and based these things that hold us back are really based off of fallacies. They're based off of lies, of these subjugational structures that our past has been holding on to, that generations have been holding on to, that the world has been holding on to, these subjugational structures that have been holding the divine feminine back from truly unifying with a divine masculine. The key concepts here, the key energy here that I was picking up, that I channeled, is communication from spirit. Intuition and psychic insights are going to be off the charts during this third quarter moon in Cancer. And you're going to start feeling these things. We're all going to be feeling them. And on a physical level, not just like emotional feeling, because that's a natural thing for Cancer. This is way more grounded into the body. We're going to feel it in the heart. We're going to feel it in the upper or the higher heart chakras. We're going to feel it so strongly, this communication, this intuition, this psychic knowings, that we're going to bring our internal scales into balance automatically. This is healing that can be found. And it's found through fueling creative, inspirational solutions of communicative action through Mars and Gemini. And this, I giggle because Mars and Gemini has been all over being talked about. And even I was like, oh my gosh, I don't like the feel of October. And I was saying this back in April, May, June area. I was like, I don't like the feel of October. I don't like the. And now I'm looking at it and the transits feel different. They feel different. Even though they look the same and the energies look the same as far as the aspects, the energies feel different. And it's because Mars is giving us something different now. Mars is giving us this right words, right inspiration, pure motivation, spiritual elevation through higher levels of awareness. Mars does not ever fight for the sake of fighting. Mars is not about war for the sake of war. It's war for the sake of peace. So Mars is going to get you to go internally and really revolutionize your own mind, your own heart, your own soul. And this is about your work, your service to others, your healing, your health. This is huge for you, Capricorn. This is your physical body being revolutionized because you're going to understand so much more about what it is within your mind that's holding you back in this third quarter moon. Whereas it's focused on your relationships, you're going to see where your relationships have really created a mindset that has kept you from being in harmony internally. And when you're out of balance internally, then you cannot be in balance or harmonized with another. All of this, everything in this moon phase is being done for the healing of the divine masculine in such a huge way because it's breaking out, like breaking your inner divine feminine free. This is what I said early on in this reading was going to be that transformational moment. And if you guys can tell, you can feel the energy change as I'm tapping into each individual moon phase. Remember to harness this energy because this energy is there for us to harmonize with, to harness for our lives. We can tap into it. We can feel it. We can work with it. We can work with it instead of against it. And when we work with it instead of against it, then the energies don't have the power to overcome us. Just like the full moon in Aries for you guys was very much a let's calm it down, let's soothe it out. This energy is like creative inspiration, finding your balance within, healing things, breaking free, revelation. I actually heard the word retribution as well. So that may be applicable for some of you if you have been in like a really icky, negative past relationship. All right, let's take a look at this third quarter moon and what Spirit and your guides want you to know. So we have 33 with angels and masters. And you know what? This is a 33 energy day. So 33 is really strong. And I did notice that in the other ones and I forgot. Then we've got the card 21, which also reduces to a 3 with guide and the illuminated path. Oh my gosh. Okay. I literally just saw when you harmonize your divine feminine and your divine masculine together, when that harmony really comes in together, that's when you align to your true destiny and your true path and your true partner in this life. Wow. Capricorn. Wow. Okay, if some of you are looking for this, oh my God. Okay, sorry. I'm so excited for you guys. Last quarter moon in Cancer, take a breather. I'm so excited for you guys because literally like everything is aligning for you. In this moon phase, this is literally the moon phase. Like everything is aligning for you. Everything is aligning for you. This is so exciting. Oh my gosh, you guys. The card 30, which reduces to a 3. Soulful appreciation, heartfelt gratitude. What was I saying? Gratitude changes everything for you. The one who questions, Amelie, curiosity, destiny, and search. You guys are harmonizing with business partners, with friends, with like your guides, your angels, your ascended masters. There's so much coming in for you. I cannot even explain to you what this feels like. I hope that you can like truly feel this energy because I want to cry for you guys. It's like you guys have been fighting tooth and nail. Capricorns, you have been doing the most for the least. And Spirit's like, no, this transformation is coming back to you. Like, it's your turn to rest. It's your turn. We have the card Success and Growth. I'm putting it over here. Helpless and Hopeless. 2 8s. Again, 8 energy. I was picking up 8s with you guys. And then we have the card 15 and Master. And we've got Angel and Masters. And 15. Oh. I want to cry for you guys. The energy that I feel here is like every piece where you have not known where you were going, where you have felt like you were alone, where you have felt like there was no one there for you, is being cleared out. You are being aligned. The spirit realm is so grateful for you, Capricorn. Whatever you have been doing, you have really harnessed this fate energy. And I'm like, literally, there are balls of light everywhere. Like, you guys have literally harnessed such amazing energy. And I can see, like, physically see with my eyes that you guys have really done so much for the collective. So thank you. Thank you so much for what you're doing for the collective, Capricorn. Thank you. This third quarter moon in Cancer is where you see everything change. Trust in that. 100% trust in that. We talked about the higher heart chakra and the heart chakra coming into balance, and it literally, you have the scales. We talked about gratitude, and Spirit is confirming that. Like, there's so much love and so much support for you, and now you get to breathe. Go get into water, get into nature, really connect. What you have been looking for has been looking for you, and it is ready. It is here. It is now. Capricorns. Wow. Okay, we're going to clear this off. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you guys. I can't even explain. Like, I'm so excited. We're going to get just a few more closing messages. I'm going to put that fate card right there. So Spirit, can we get some closing messages for Capricorn, please? And if you see this big, huge deck, I want to shout out Kismet Tarot for the inspiration. That's a bit too many. For the inspiration, because I remember watching a video of hers where she's like, I was in the middle of the night and I created Mega Deck, and I loved her. I love her Mega Deck. But yeah, this is creative inspiration from that deck. So shout out to ASO. Thank you. All right. Can we get some closing statements for Capricorn? Okay, you know what? That came out twice. So when it wants to come out, it wants to come out. The card 17 in House. We have 23 and Truth. 20 and Play. And oh my gosh, 22 and Life Purpose. And on the back, we have 34 with Universal Light. Twos. So many twos. Yeah, you guys are finding this home within the world, within yourself, within the universal flow of everything through this Libran season. And it doesn't fire and water. And it does not shock me to see the scales here, because even though you guys aren't Libra, I really feel like you guys are leading the charge in this. Let me show you what it looks like. Let me show you how to balance these things. Let me show you how to live this life in this way. Let me teach you and let me help you understand how to play this game that is life, how to play this balancing act. Let me show you all about that. Let me show you how to find a place within this world, how to feel at home within yourself, how to understand that the truth is that we are all things all the time, and we just need to have fun here and there. And Capricorns, you guys are the ones that really struggle with this let me play thing. Because for you, play is work and work is play. Go swim with the dolphins. The weird thing is I literally just got like an image of somebody being very sarcastic and being like, okay, I'm going to go to a Dolphins football game and swim on the field. That's funny. Go watch Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Something like that. Just something that is going to be playful, light, joyful. Play is a huge part of your life purpose. And when I see house, it's like you're understanding how to play with. Oh, some of you may be called to house flipping. That was really random, but it came through. All right, Capricorn, honestly, you know the truth here. You know the truth. And if you don't, it is literally awakening within you, but you are harnessing such a beautiful light. And that's why you've really stepped into this fated time in your life. This Libran season, whether you're moving into Mabon or whether you are moving into Ostara, both seasons are going to bring great change into your life. Remember to remain grateful. Remember the truth of where you come from and what you have built, and remember to have fun. Your purpose here is to be you. That's the most important. That's where you find success. That's where you find truth. That's where you grow. That's where your life purpose is being you. So please go have fun. Go play in the woods or with an animal or swim with the dolphins if you live somewhere where you can do that. Go do that. It's going to be cathartic. Thank you for bringing the light that you bring to this world. Thank you for the truths that you speak and the purpose that you have, because the world needs more people like you. And Capricorn, from this Cancer sun who sits at opposition with you, thank you. I've learned the most from your sign, from your energy, and from the trials and tribulations of Pluto moving through that energy. And I cannot fathom it being in my first house. It's in my 6th. I can't imagine it being in my first house. But I can tell you that I do know what kind of radical transformation it has wrought in my own life. And so thank you for being the people that are doing this for the collective. Thank you. All right, Capricorns, I love you all. If this resonated, please hit that like button. Go ahead and share it with all of your Capricorn friends and family. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And down in the comment section below, tell me a truth. Tell me a truth, any kind of truth, whatever you want, including if you hated this video. I really don't care. Just tell me a truth, because once you get that truth out, you're going to feel that play energy come in, and that means that I've done my job. So it is 1:21:33 on the clock just now. That's 13333. Threes, guys. All right. So Capricorns, thank you again so much. I love you guys. I am so honored to read your energy, and I will see you guys at my next reading. Bye.